Folks, the last video I did for all of you dealt with bringing an action for wrongful death on behalf of a deceased, and typically the deceased is represented by a statutory beneficiary on behalf of the rest of the statutory beneficiaries. And when I say statutory, it means by statute, by Arizona law, who brings an action not on behalf of the estate, not what's left of the deceased, but on behalf of all the people that are now, let's say, without the consortium of that now dead person, or the income when he was supporting children and his wife, things like that. So then it's untouched by creditors. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Taking that one step further, let's assume a wrongful death action in a motorcycle accident case, because I do that quite often, which is really sad. And your husband is out riding, he's by himself, and he gets hit by a wrong-way driver, and the result is 5 or 6 days in the hospital, huge insurmountable medical expenses, and then your husband passes away. So you've got all these medical expenses here that his estate is responsible for, and you being the wife, it's a community property state, they can actually go after you as well too, so you know that it is community property, and since you're married, they can do that. Now, if you're a child surviving and there is no wife, then that's different, because then the bills become part of the estate, and you're not collecting on behalf of the estate, but you're essentially collecting on behalf of all the statutory people that benefit from this wrongful death action to be able to collect a certain sum of money. And usually it's an insurance policy, one policy, maybe two, and it's usually not a ton of money, but it's an action by one person brought on behalf of everybody that statutorily benefits by law under Arizona law. So in a given situation, I'll give you a hypothetical, and a $100,000 insurance policy is there from a defendant that has caused the accident and caused the death of your loved one. You collect a $100,000 check from that person, it goes into an account, and it stays there until you either, one, agree to separate it evenly among all the statutory beneficiaries, or two, you let a judge decide. Sometimes, actually quite a bit of the time, there is dispute as to who gets what and how much. And I mean, I hate to say that, but it happens, and it happens more often than not, and then you let a court decide as to how that money is distributed. But it's untouched from the estate, because it's not part of the estate. It's part of the statutory beneficiaries bringing their own action, and it's their money and not the estate's money. So then there's no bill collectors coming after those monies. And I hope that makes sense to you. In the hypothetical that I gave you, it's typically in a car accident case, but it can be brought in other actions where somebody else is at fault for the death of your loved one. Thank you. If you have any questions or ideas for these video topics, please email me at lawyer@chuckfranklin.com. That's lawyer@chuckfranklin.com, and I'll consider your topic, and maybe you'll see yourself on my video channel.
For more videos or to learn more about your rights, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube page, or visit us online at chuckfranklinlaw.com.